So my son calls and he says, "Happy Cinco de Mayo Day, Mom." And I said, "What is 5 days from now?" And he said, "Happy 10 de Mayo Day." Joey, FYI, May 10 this year is Mother's Day. So to all the moms out there, I'd like to raise a glass for you. Stand up. Give yourself a pat in the back. Cheers. Happy Mother's Day to you all. It's Mother's Day. I'd like to share with you a recipe from my mom, which I wrote about it here in my book. If you don't know it yet, I successfully launched my cookbook last year. As you might have noticed, I wasn't making videos the past 2 years just because I focused on finishing up my cookbook. And ta-da! Here it is. It's called Connecting the Pots, Charting Stories and Filipino Recipes to Find Home. It is available on Amazon if you're interested. For this episode, I'd like to read some excerpt from the book. My mom's stories is trickled all throughout the book. But for this episode, I'd like to share her recipe about pork sarciado. Here it goes. I also look back with fondness on those countless times I went with her in the market, carrying her basket, mimicking her as she meticulously inspected the produce before buying. I was always in the kitchen when she gave instructions on what to do with her bounty. Here I am, half a world away from her, so far away yet today, I still follow her blueprint. She's here with me in my heart and the things I do. And whenever I prepare it, I am reminded of how my mama is. Pure and simple. I love you, Mama. Before I tear up here, let's start cooking. So for the ingredients, pork, you could use pork butt, but for this episode, I used pork belly, sliced into serving size. Potatoes, I also sliced it the same size as my pork. Minced garlic, chopped onions, tomato, bay leaf, oil, patis, and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, let's follow the recipe step by step and validate the writer of this cookbook, shall we? Okay, it says heat the oil in a wok over high heat, add the pork and sear all sides, then set aside. That's the first step. I want to get a nice sear here, so the trick is hot pan and leave the pork alone until you see that kind of charred edges. It smells so good already and we're just searing it. Gosh, diet, Malou. Now it's not in the recipe, but I want also to sear my potatoes nice and brown as well. Don't worry about the brown specks on your pan. That will add flavor into your dish. Now let's saute the onions, garlic, and then add in the tomatoes. Now we really have to work on our tomatoes. We want it soft and wilted, and work on it, squeeze it, and the oil takes on an orange color. Now it's time to put back the pork into the pan, season with patis, and put the bay leaves in. Cover and cook for 20 minutes, but check it from time to time. Wow, smells so good. Take note, I didn't add any water here because I wanted the juices from the pork, from the moisture, and also from the onions and tomatoes to party with themselves and to produce an unadulterated depth of flavor. However, if your pork needs to be tenderized, you're free to add a little water and cook until your pork is tender. It's only been 15 minutes, so you still have around probably 10 minutes before you could add in the potato. Done. Take a little stop. 20 minutes is up. See? Looks so beautiful. Now we're ready to put the potatoes in. So give it a quick stir. Cook it for another 10 minutes for the potatoes to cook. There you go. Nice and beautiful. Now it's time to Adjust the seasoning, add salt and pepper to taste. Now let's see. And this is my favorite part. Living overseas kind of made me develop a sixth sense. It's like part imaginary and part memory. It's as if I'm back home. It's like she has a superpower that she's right here beside me. And meanwhile, I get a text from Isabel, and she talks about that same superpower of a mom that I have. Indeed, motherhood is a gift, and I thank God every day for gifting me three wonderful kids. Happy Mother's Day to all.